Hello all and welcome, and I am the MGTOW Philosopher. And in this video, part 4, in a series, I am analyzing the press conference of Kathy Griffin. I am analyzing it in minute detail, every nonsensical word that she says, because I feel it's important, because I think this press conference is a 100% accurate microcosm of what is happening in the country. And she's pulling out every single weapon in the leftist arsenal to attack Donald Trump, to obfuscate things, and to justify her actions and muddy the waters, and to diminish her responsibility, and to totally lessen as much as possible what she did, and to make it everybody else's fault. I feel it's very important to analyze it to this degree, because this is a perfect representation of what is happening in America today. And it's very important that you see it and understand all of the left's tactics, so you know how to fight them, you know how to recognize what to do and when they do it. So let's continue with this crazy cat ladies bullshit.
White guys. I've been living this my whole career. I've been fighting this.
She's been fighting old, evil white guys because she's a feminist. Right. Very old feminist, very alone feminist with no husband and no kids. I wonder why she has no man and no kids. Big shocker. Can't imagine how a man wouldn't want to live with that.
And stuff like that happens, which is a moment for a comic. It's funny. It's called prop comedy. It's not my area. But there are other people I can send you to that are better at it. That's what I do, guys. And then I cry, I guess, sometimes.
Given the chance, what would you say to Milan?
Fucking crocodile tears. She has nothing to say to the Trumps. What happened to her apology? I thought she apologized. So if she apologized once in a general manner on TV in her little video, which, by the way, it was just to the American people. It wasn't to the Trumps, who she really owes an apology to. But she has no apology at all now. Of course not, because she, in her mind, has essentially justified everything she did. So she's 100% in the right, which she always believed anyway. So she has nothing to say. So he looks to Gloria, all right. Daughter, should I say anything? Should I say anything? Because everything here is totally scripted, and she's reading off of a mental script. This has all been prepared. This is just an act for her. This is in no way real.
Anything to say to that?
Critics might say, do you really think the White House is going to mobilize with old white men to ruin your career?
They have. Why are you on Twitter? Why are you doubting it? It is all
over. Because your words are crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theory bullshit. And by the way, I have no doubt there's some black men and some other races mixed in there. How do you justify them coming after you too? Oh, the old white man told them to do it. Yeah, this is tinfoil hat bullshit.
For Twitter, but it's coming directly from the President of the United States.
Oh, so he uses Twitter because it's the President of the United States. He doesn't have the right to come back at you. So let me get this straight. So you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can go after him with whatever tools you want, with whatever weapons, and he can't say anything back. And if he does say anything back, it's 10 times worse than anything you say, because he's the president, and he'll squash you like a bug in your mind. And reality doesn't work that way, sweetheart, okay? In this arena, in this instance, he's just another person, and you're attacking him, and you're attacking his family. And by the way, what about his family? They have every right to come after you. Well, yeah, she'd still be complaining, because, oh, it's the Trumps. They have more privilege than me in the privilege hierarchy. They have more privilege because I'm an oppressed millionaire female. Yeah, you're so oppressed, honey, that you can call press conferences, and you get lots and lots of reporters showing up to hear what you have to say, but you're somehow oppressed and not privileged. But you're a woman and you're white. You're the most privileged being in the universe. You're certainly not oppressed. Give me a fucking break.
To a 56-year-old female comedian who has no studio backing.
So you're an old white lady. So you're an old white lady. You're no better than the old white man. Why should I listen to you?
No network backing her. I don't have a big franchise movie coming out. He picked me. Don't you get it?
What are you talking about? He picked you. What, are you deranged? You posted a video and a picture of cutting his head off. Who picked you? You psycho bitch? What are you talking about? Talk about delusions of grandeur. Nobody picked you. You picked you.
I'm the easiest target. It's D-list comedian Kathy Griffin. You know what my life is? I go town to town with my bucket of dick jokes, and I try to make people laugh as hard as I can. Did I say that? I meant, okay, but first of all, I didn't grab anybody's you-know-what, so...
Kathy, what do you say to
Fair.
Melania saying that you have mental health issues?
Well, I think there's a lot of people in this administration that seem like super nuts, and I feel like it's weird that you guys or anybody's acting like they're not like nuts. Like,
Yeah, people telling them the truth and not speaking in a politically correct manner makes them nuts. Yeah, okay.
they seem like a bunch of nut jobs.
Okay, so spin it around. So, no, it's not me that's nuts. They're the nuts. Okay, this is like a playground 101 bullshit. You're rubber, I'm glue, it bounces off me, sticks to you, la la la. Jesus Christ.
I want to, like, I feel like...
Okay, but I also want to say something else. You know, Kathy Griffin and Donald Trump are not equals. He is the president of...
Oh no, equality! He's so much higher than her. Wait a second, I thought everybody was equal. What are you talking about, you dumb bitch? Everybody's equal. What are you talking about? Now they're contradicting their own narrative. I thought that equality was everything. Everybody was equal. So how is he now more equal than she is? Huh?
Of the United States. We used to say that...
See, this is the interesting thing. Their narrative is perfectly convenient until it doesn't serve their purposes. And then they throw it aside, and then equality doesn't exist anymore. Now, okay, he's not equal to her. He's better than her. Well, he's superior. It's just so ridiculous. Does she even understand what she's talking about? Nobody's equal to anybody. She's doing exactly what I've said and talked about. I made a video about equality where I spoke about how the left conflates equality and lack of it with inferiority and superiority, which actually it has nothing to do with that. It just talks about sameness. Equality is about things being the same, being equal, okay? In whatever degree, whether you're talking about quality of something, quantity of something. I have an equal number of M&Ms. I have 3 M&Ms. You have 3 M&Ms. We have an equal number. You have a 150 IQ. I have a 150 IQ. Oh, we have equal IQs. We're equally intelligent. It has nothing to do with superior or inferior unless that's the metric you're looking at. It depends on the metric, okay? And even then, that's not what equality is. It's just about sameness. It's just something same. Or are they equal or are they not equal, okay? In fact, superiority and inferiority are a totally different idea. So what she's talking about, it's stupid. Yeah, they're not equal. Nobody's equal, you dumb bitch. You're using the word equality wrong. It doesn't have to do with superiority and inferiority. It has to do with things that are the same, they're not the same. Yeah, they're not equal because he's a man and she's a woman, and he's quite obviously smarter than she is because, well, quite frankly, nobody would elect this cunt as president, then she couldn't be president. She's an idiot that's gotten by because she's a feminist, she's a woman, and she says some mildly provocative things or very provocative things, and people mistake that for comedy. That's it. She's not funny, and ignore this equality bullshit. It's a red herring. The equality has nothing to do with superiority and inferiority.
With great power comes great responsibility. We used to hold our presidents to a standard that they don't criticize artists and comedians.
Oh my God, she's totally missing the point. He criticized her, how dare he? You see, Kathy Griffin is a privileged white woman, more privileged than even the president, because he happens to be a man, the wrong gender. She figured she could just post her little apology and nothing would happen. But the Trump family saw the bullshit of it and they posted their comments on Twitter. They let her know, we don't appreciate what you did. You traumatized 11-year-old Barron. And not only that, but what you did is really seditious because it encourages other people to do the same thing. And that's why there's so much outrage about this. But Kathy Griffin just doesn't get it. You can't criticize me. I'm superior to you. You see, being a feminist is really about being superior. She wants to be superior to everyone. She believes she's superior. All this other talk is horseshit, okay?
I mean, that is the point here. He's not just Donald Trump, real estate developer, having a celebrity feud. He's using the power of the federal government against her.
No, he's not. What are you talking about? Giving his opinion is not using the power of the federal government. He's just giving his opinion that he thinks she's mentally deranged. Usually the power of the federal government would be coming to her house with FBI agents and locking her up because, I'm the president and I say so. You're talking nonsense, lady. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because your mother's Gloria Allred and she's the queen of nonsense.
There's a Secret Service investigation of her, which is completely ridiculous.
No, it's not completely ridiculous, you dumb bitch. And by the way, it is procedure. They don't need anything from the president. He didn't tell them to investigate her. They're their own organization. They decide who they investigate. And they have procedures. They have protocols. Anybody who did this would be investigated no matter who they were. She's not immune to this type of investigation. You implying that she is because she's a celebrity, comedian. You are actually telling us she is privileged. She believes she should be immune to such because she's a woman and a comedian. No. Same rules apply to her as everybody else. If she doesn't like it, well, that's too bad.
And he and his family is calling on Twitter for her to be fired from her job.
Right, that's his family. That's not him. He didn't do that. His family are different people. They are not the president. By your logic, they are free to go after her on social media. Oh, but because of their connection to the president, they can't. So let me get this straight. Either it's the president who can't do it, and other people are perfectly allowed to go after her on social media. Or if you're somehow related to the president or have any kind of tangential connection to him, you cannot. Which is it? Is it both? I don't think you can have it both ways, sweetheart.
That's
all
what
my
this
jobs.
That's what this
Everything.
is about. Yeah, one is not enough. Two is not enough. Anybody who supports her should get.
This is very interesting because this is exactly what happens to these people. This is exactly what these people do to everybody else. I mean, they are the consummate social justice warriors. They go after people. If anybody on the right says something the left doesn't like, they're the first ones calling for that person to be fired, for that person to lose all their jobs, for that person to lose their livelihood. They even go out of their way to make it happen by calling people's employers. That is the epitome of social justice. Don't you get it? That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're using your own tools against you. It's called irony, you idiots. And you don't like it. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. And you don't see the irony that your own tools are being used against you. You can't handle it. You can't handle it. And people see what a joke you are. You are making yourself more of a spectacle, more of a joke by not seeing the hilarity of it. You should have just ignored this stuff and went on with your life. But instead, you're doubling down, as if this is going to make some kind of difference. You're making things worse for yourself, hot dog face. You're making things much worse for yourself. You are a hypocrite.
Fired from his job. That is outrageous and unprecedented.
Kathy, how many jobs have you lost so far this week? How many cancellations of concerts?
Up to date, I think I've had 5 cancellations of concerts. I have to say the most ironic one is a casino in Albuquerque. I'm just saying there's some irony there.
Yeah, what did you think in those first few hours?
Okay, so you guys want the story of what I was thinking. Is that correct?
Didn't you speak to
No.
Tyler in the morning, and didn't he ask you if you were ready to? And you
Make some noise, yes. Okay, so what happened was so simple and so silly that I'm just going to have to tell you it honestly, but I know it's going to sound probably stupid. Okay, so my day job, as you know, is I go around the country and I stand in front of a microphone and I write all my own material, and I've done 23 stand-up comedy specials.
Yeah, okay, this is all just a publicity stunt. She's just there to try and be relevant again, get her name back out there, somehow make herself seem not so bad so she can get some more jobs because she needs to make a living. I don't even think she qualifies as D-list. I don't think she's on any list.
More than any comedian, male or female, living or dead. And the reason I say obnoxious stuff like that is because I want young women watching this to know you can break a man's record. And
You should have stopped at break a man, because that's really all you want them to know how to do. Which explains why you have no husband and no kids.
I did it just to break a man's record. And by the way,
Yeah, you have to break every man's record. You have to do more than a man has done in your particular field. Yeah, well, it's possible to break a man's record. Yeah. So what? It's all about showing up men. You have to just... why is it that everything in your life is about bringing men down a peg? Okay? That's the problem I have with you and a lot of people have with you. You're a feminist cunt, which makes you a leftist, cultural Marxist idiot. The fact that you go after men, though, really pisses me off.
I then broke my own record. Yes. So that same woman, if she's doubting herself, goes, dang, she didn't break her own. And people.
She's trying to paint herself as some kind of hero, trying to change the subject so much. Now, notice that the reporters aren't asking about the head anymore. The chopping off of the head isn't even being discussed anymore. She's brilliantly segued into her own public relations coup. And she says now it's a self-promotion event.
People ask me why, and I go, just because I felt I had to. All right, so that's like my big thing, right? So what happened was, you know, I'm a comic and I'm an actress and I've had a reality show and a talk show and
all bombed, all failures.
3 shows with my name in the title, etc. I've been on Law and Order. I've done all kinds of jobs. And so part of my life is I do all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah, you've been on Law and Order because that is a cuck fest. That show is become a feminist wet dream and a man's nightmare.
I do stand-up comedy. I filmed a spoof of the film Annie entitled Granny, where I played the oldest orphan.
What is this? What is this? She's going through her entire resume. This is nothing but a self-promotion event. That's all it is.
Who was not adopted, unfairly. So, you know what I mean? And I just did it for nothing with my friends, for free, for fun. So, Tyler Shields is a photographer who I think is super artsy-fartsy, as my mother would say. I don't know if I swore. Not really. Okay. And I'm very, very vulgar. I'm too vulgar for children, by far. Don't let your children near me.
You're too vulgar for adults, and you're too ugly for adults. You're definitely too ugly, too vulgar for anyone, in my opinion.
Come to my show. Don't bring them.
Apparently, especially too vulgar for men, because you're married and have no kids and probably have 27 cats living with you.
All right, so anyway, we get together every couple of years and we do really ridiculous photo shoots. And I know his history, and some of his work is, I think, powerful. So he does sort of glamorous things, and you know, he took a picture of me in the morning where I looked about 15, and that was fun. And then we did this really.
Honey, the last time you looked like you were 15 was when you were 15.
Ridiculous picture of me laying out in the backyard in a latex bikini.
Oh my God! Well, that's just gonna make me almost vomit that imagery. Please lay off of the provocative talk about your disgusting body,
which you're not going to be able to unsee. But anyway, obviously, I'm making fun of the fact that I'm 56 years old and I have a banging bikini body, and I'm.
Oh my God! You see, this is what I'm talking about. The deluded left. This woman actually thinks she's some kind of hot potato. She thinks she is a smoking hot chick. Only in the Bizarro universe, where everything is the opposite of what it is here, is she a hot broad. 56 and a bikini body. I've seen your bikini body in pictures. There's nothing impressive about that. It looks like the shriveled old hot dog that's spinning around on the spit in 7-Eleven for 2 weeks, and nobody wants to touch that thing.
Everybody's face, and by the way, here's my cellulite. You know, that's what I do. I turn things on its ear. And then some of his work I thought was powerful. He did an image of a bus full of African-American people reading the title of the paper the day JFK died. And that was powerful. He did an image that was powerful of an African-American man lynching a Klan member. Powerful. So I know he goes there. So every shoot we do one, like, you know, we think of the song, let's give him something to talk about. We give him something to talk about. We put about 5 minutes thought into this.
This is all just muddy in the water. She's just obfuscating things. It's just all about reduction, reduction, reduction. Reduce the severity, reduce the severity. Tell a story, tell a story. The left are all about feelings, so she tells a story. She gets people to connect to her, forms a connection with the story, and now they feel she's not so bad. It's very clever, very clever. Typical leftist ploy.
I apologize. I'm really screwed up.
Who are you apologizing to? You called Trump a fool. You call this family all mentally ill people because they commented that you were mentally ill, which essentially is a grade school response. Oh, you're calling me bad? I'm rubber, you're glue. It bounces off me, sticks to you. Kind of bullshit. You essentially said it was okay to insult their son because you go after kids all the time. And now you're apologizing. Who are you apologizing to? Don't you generally apologize to the person who you did something wrong to? If I go and punch somebody in the face, and then I apologize to the crowd watching, oh, I'm sorry I did it to him, people. That's kind of retarded. Aren't you supposed to apologize to the person you attacked? Oh, but it's okay to attack Trump because he's an old white man, and you believe he hates women, And he's somehow making the country a joke, says Gloria Allred's daughter, although I don't see how. I think Obama made us a pretty good joke by spending more money in 8 years than any president spent in 232 years combined.
It was the end of the day. We'd been doing all these silly photos. And I said, as I said on the tape, all right, let's get in trouble. Let's give him something to talk about. You know, of course you got to make fun of Trump, most obvious.
Now, clearly this is bullshit. She's saying that, this was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. Hey, gee, let's give him something to talk about. Wouldn't you have to do a lot of work to make up a fake Trump head that's been decapitated and covered in blood? Wouldn't that be like a lot of work? I mean, that's premeditation. So she's saying that it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. Oh, just spur of the moment, we weren't thinking, to further reduce her culpability. And in truth, it was very well planned out. You have to actually make the head. That takes a lot of work and effort. It wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. I mean, can you imagine? Hey, let's get crazy. Let's do a fake Trump head cutoff. Oh, okay, wait a second. I got to make a Trump head. Okay, I'll wait 12 hours. I'll wait 2 days. I'm just going to stand around here in my blue dress with my fake wig, with my wig. Of course, all wigs are fake. With my wig and my 2 inches of pancake makeup on my face and wait for you to make a Trump head. Yeah, it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing to do this. You didn't plan it for days or weeks. No, of course not.
And so much there. And so I started thinking about that Megyn Kelly thing. And by the way, I'm sure Megyn Kelly can't stand me. But I don't care, because I'm always going to stick up for a woman who I feel is being demeaned by Trump.
Right, you're all about sticking up for women, even if they're wrong. Doesn't matter if the woman is wrong, you're going to stick up for her because she's a woman, despite the fact that women are strong and independent and can supposedly take care of themselves, but they need to take money from the government and take money from men, and they need to be defended by other people, and men as well who are cucks, but they're strong and independent. Yeah, right.
If they don't like me, all right? So I thought of that.
She probably don't like you because of your conceited, arrogant attitude, your presumption that you are somehow her protector, like she can't defend herself. You are so arrogant and conceited that you think it's your job to step in and stand up for and defend any woman. Oh, who are you? Nobody chose you. You chose yourself. Self-appointed cavalier of the world. She is the self-appointed crusader of all women. Yeah. This right here should tell you how deluded and megalomaniacal this bitch is. Typical leftist.
Coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her everywhere. And the guy...
So again, this entire press conference, so let me recap, is to basically smear Trump, make him look as evil as possible, so that her actions are justified, more justified in other people's eyes, where before it was horrible. Now she's creating justifications for her actions. And she's at the same time trying to minimize or reduce her culpability and responsibility, and claiming that it was somehow just a spur-of-the-moment thing, and she's a comedian, and she's edgy, and she's obnoxious naturally, and it's her job, and if it wasn't for her, the world would be a hell, a cesspool, because it's people like her who gave us free speech by being outrageous and pushing the boundaries, even though she's about as politically correct as is humanly possible.
Kitchen, and they were making fake blood with ketchup, and I didn't have a full prop, and so I had like a styrofoam wig head, and I sent out my assistant to get like a mask from a party store. We were stuffing it with Kleenex. The whole thing took minutes, and
No, it didn't take minutes. I've seen the head. Okay, it was not taking minutes. In fact, it looked somewhat like Trump. This was not like a spur of the moment thing. That head took a long time to make. Honestly, this was not a spur of the moment thing. Okay, believe me.
then I thought, well, let's make this really obvious that I'm really making an absurdist, artsy, statement-y thing. And that, by the way, that's a technical term.
Well, what's the artistic? What are you saying when you cut off the sitting president's head and hold it up? What is the statement you're trying to make? I want to kill him.
So for a few photos, I was holding up this wig head, and then we kept making the hair crazier because we wanted to make it clear to people this was intentionally over the top.
Let me point something out to people. For this wig to stay affixed to that head, they would have needed glue of some kind. Doubling up tape wouldn't have done it. The head clearly has some weight to it. There's mass. They would have needed to glue this wig to the head. This would have taken hours to dry. I'm telling you, people, this was not a spur-of-the-moment thing. She's trying to make it seem like spur-of-the-moment, like when somebody gets like temporarily insane and just loses their mind and does something crazy. That's what she's trying to portray it as. I just did something at the spur of the moment. I didn't have time to think about it. So, you know, it's not really as much my fault. I made a mistake, but it wasn't like it was thought out or anything. You know, so, you know, this reduces my responsibility in the matter. Yeah, okay.
Up and I was very stoic, which I never am. You guys know I'm like frenetic and stuff. Well, and you're right. If frenetic is a disease, I have that. She might be right about that. I'm not a physician, but after this, I might try it. Anyway, so we just took these pictures, and it was interesting. There were a few people in the house. No, I didn't do it for any money. I don't know if Tyler got paid. I don't think so, but.
Just as a side note, no shit, she didn't do this for any money. What she did do it for was to get free publicity so that she could post fake apologies, so that she could have press conferences. This was all about advancing her career. It didn't go as she expected, though. Didn't go as she expected at all, and that's why she's pissed, and that's why she's attacking Trump. So that she can really, really, really make it okay what she did in everybody's eyes. I mean, in her mind, it's totally okay. Trump is the evil dictator. He is Satan to her, so anything she does to try and counter him is totally acceptable. That's why she's not apologizing to him. She's apologizing to the public, but she's not even apologizing for what she did. Really. I mean, she should say, oh, okay, it was a little too graphic, and, you know, but you need to understand why I did it and what I did, and then you'll see that I didn't really do anything wrong, but I apologize for some nebulous reason I can't think of. So you would think an apology would indicate that I believe I did something wrong. But no, it was just a fake apology, like everything else about this woman, including her hair.
Just give them something to talk about, and it was done in minutes.
Bullshit.
And people around the room had different interpretations. One person said, it's almost poignant. It's like you're feeling sad for the country. And I thought, that's interesting. So that's what it is. You interpret it the way you want.
Right. That's why if you watch a video of her preparing this, she says that we're going to go to jail. Where the Secret Service is going to come and arrest us, and we're going to go to federal prison. Interesting how she would say that right after she took these photos. If she didn't have some conception that she was doing something wrong.
Apology now from President Trump for what he's done to you.
Can I just add one thing? There was never an intention to threaten anyone with this photograph. This is
Yeah, right. Bullshit. So the photograph itself is clearly a threat, but it's not a threat. Okay.
really an expression, a comedic expression, political satire, and the fact that there's an open Secret Service investigation is really ridiculous because it's never happened to any artist before.
Again, no other artist has cut off a sitting president's head symbolically and held it up as a bloodied stump head and, you know, looked at the camera with blank, vacant eyes with pretty much what looks to me like an imposed threat. This is just implied threat in her eyes. Nobody's ever done that before. So, yeah, it's the first time for everything because nobody's done anything this stupid.
So she was being funny.
Kathy?
She was not being funny. She's never funny. She's not funny. I've never seen anything by her be funny at all.
Let's do last question.
What kind of reaction? What kind of...
called your voter disgusting. Do you think that was him talking, or do you think he was pressured into saying that?
Kathy?
I don't know.
Oh, here come the fake crocodile tears. The floodgates open, although I see no tears at all. Of course, she's an actress, you know, so she has let us know she's an actress, so she can fake crying just as well as anybody else. And with that pizza face stretched so tight after plastic surgery, it really actually looks like she is tearing up because you can see every wrinkle as she tries to cry, but she's having a difficult time because the skin is pulled so tight.
Kathy, I saw some tape of you at the end of the photo shoot when you made some comments off the cuff like, you know, I know we're going to go to prison over this.
Right, we're going to go to Mexico.
So,
yeah.
What kind of reaction were you expecting?
Okay, so like I did a picture.
Didn't I just say that same thing? So, you know, she's got to do some mental gymnastics here to get over that question.
With Tyler a couple years ago, and it was like, you know, a statement picture, right? And I used it for some of my tour stops, and some of those stops thought it was too creepy. And it was a photo of a man's hand with scissors trying to cut my tongue out, as in men trying to silence a woman. Like, you get it. It's
What does that have to do with the comment you made about suspecting you would go to federal prison if you posted these pictures? How is that in any way relevant? Or are you just, again, trying to change the focus and the subject?
pretty obvious, right? And so,
Oh, a man trying to silence a woman. Oh, please. When does that happen? Huh? You bitches don't stop talking. Nobody can shut you up.
I thought it was similar to that level. I thought, okay, I know I'm going to get some, as my mother would say, guff for this.
Well, wait, what do you mean similar to that level? Cutting your own tongue out symbolically is the same as chopping off the president's head symbolically and holding up a bloodied stump? That's somehow symbolically the same? What the fuck are you talking about?
But I did not think that people would be trying to murder me and
Nobody's trying to murder you, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Who's trying? No, now she's trying to really create all this drama. Oh, when you bring up the word murder, now people are trying to murder her. Now she's a victim. Please, nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody's trying to murder you. Has anybody actually tried to murder you? Oh, no. You're conflating threats on a fucking Twitter with reality. Yeah, I don't think so, honey. Spare me your microaggression bullshit. Words are not the same as physical actions. Nobody has tried to murder you.
mobilize other people to murder me. And I wish the president would govern instead of trying to do whatever he's trying to do. Okay.
What is he trying to do? Okay, so I wish he would try to do whatever he's trying to do. Yeah, let's keep things nebulous and totally vague so people can infer their own meaning. Because that is what we do on the left. We use our imaginations. We don't use logic and reason. Good God, what are you thinking? This bitch is a marginal human being at best. In this press conference, you have seen the left's entire bag of tricks. Obfuscation, manipulation, changing of the meaning of words, displaced responsibility, white guilt, old white men, patriarchy, privilege, identity politics. It's all been on show here, and all obvious nonsense. As you can see, the left is a joke. They have shown themselves to be a joke in this microcosm of the American experience today. Kathy Griffin, you are a pathetic human being, and you're also a pathetic comedian. I've never laughed at anything you've done. You're not funny. I'm funnier than you are, and I don't make a living doing comedy. Perhaps you need to find another job. Maybe working for a leftist think tank pushing propaganda statistics. That might be where your talent lies, because it's sure not in anything funny.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everybody. You came and you gave us a free forum to essentially, give a very long commercial about how wonderful Kathy Griffin is and how you should give her work until the end of time, or at least until she dies a horrible death, which we can only hope will be soon. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.